Hello, my friend, and welcome. This is your moment. I'm Katarina Miletic, and you are listening to the podcast that will challenge you to think with your soul and believe that your only power is inside you. Joy, I am simply overjoyed, and I think that's an understatement that you have joined me today for this conversation, because I love nothing better but to share you and our friendship with the audience of This Is Your Moment podcast. Here we celebrate outstanding entrepreneurs. We celebrate connection and friendships that we discover along the way as we grow together. And I just want to give you an opportunity, actually, when I say welcome, to hear how you are feeling about today's talk.
Oh, I'm so excited to share time with you and just giggle and tee-hee and get to know each other.
Yes. It's always lovely, isn't it, when we discover things we didn't know about one another in these types of conversation.
Yeah.
Excellent. We have selected not to follow any script because we want this to be the in the moment conversation that will unfold as we feel inspired to take it in that direction. I want to start by asking you, what makes you fill up with joy? What is the thing that is your passion? What is something that brings you most joy? And then we will connect this later on with the work and the family life. So what is one thing that's the biggest in your heart?
Oh my goodness, that's a tough question.
Isn't it?
There's so many things that I find joyful. But the biggest thing to me is there's so much negativity in the world that I like to spin it on its head.
Right.
Sense. And how do you do that? You find silver lining in everything. Because no matter what you do or what you face, there's always an opportunity after you face it to sit back and say, okay, now what can I learn that's of value from that certain situation?
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more with you. I think life gives us these what we sometimes call obstacles, doesn't it? To see how we can overcome them, to make us reach for that strength inside. And obviously that strength doesn't come just from us. That is the connection to the universal energy. That is the power of our creator that we connect to, that gives us that, that positive energy to turn every situation we come across into a positive something, that we are at the end of it better than going into it.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that is lovely. So what is the passion that connects you with your work? What inspires you to create?
It's a burning desire inside of me. I can't quite explain it, but I believe that you know what I'm talking about, and other creatives and handmakers know what I'm talking about when I say I live to create, because it's in me and it has to come out. somehow, no matter if it's cooking dinner or thinking of writing something funny down or looking at quotes and sharing them with the world.
Oh, it's just a joy to listen to you. You are such an inspiration to everyone who crosses your path. I have been so lucky to know you for 2 years. And in those 2 years, no matter how hard things were that you were facing in your business and in your private life, I just admire how you held your own and held to that you can go through it. I never heard a negative word come out of you. Are you always this positive?
I try to be. I have my down moments, which everybody does.
Of course.
There was a time, a very sad time, when my son went into the Navy. I cried every night for 6 months. I mean, I had my back turned so my husband didn't hear me, but I cried myself to sleep. And I think that's natural. And most recently, I went through something that I had a knee replacement, and that was very, very hard for me because I am disabled, and I hold my mobility up in such high esteem because I know I can imagine what it's like not to have it. And so struggling to relearn how to walk after my replacement was a kick in the gut. But on the flip side, I made the conscious decision to share my physical journey with people on Facebook and with my Instagram. And it was to their encouragement that fed me to say, okay, I can do this and everything. So once you're willing to let it go, and you kind of get back what you give. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
And it was very hard because I didn't want to, but I knew that my friends kind of were back there cheering me on.
Yes. I think I hear you completely, and I have been one of those people following your recovery journey. I just love with how much dignity you shared your personal journey, which was extremely difficult. But that underlining message that, yes, positive people go through some very tough and challenging times, but what separates somebody who is positive is that they don't stay in that negative space, in that negative place in their heart. They battle through it, and they believe that the better day is bringing more relief and that things will turn around.
That's right.
Excellent. I think that you must have 2 categories of people in your life, friends and people who have not met you yet. because I don't think you can meet somebody who doesn't actually fall head over heels for you, and just for your journey and for the way that you present yourself in this world, for the way you shine your light.
Thank you.
Do you have lots of friends? Is it true?
Yeah, I know a lot of people, but I see this my sleeve. It's where my heart is.
Right.
And once I meet you, you are not my acquaintance. You are not somebody I don't know. You are my friend. No ifs, no ands, no buts. You are my friend. And I like to share who I am with all my friends.
Yes. You never hold back. I never seen you hold back.
I just I don't believe in walls.
Yes.
Yes, we can have personal boundaries, but why put those boundaries up before you get to know a person? That's not cool.
It doesn't make much sense, does it? Give someone a chance. But I think it might be, we need to grow as people. So when we are younger, maybe we got hurt, and then people become guarded in a way, but without realizing that when you stay guarded, you are not encouraging the other person to be open. And I'm very much like you. I like to wear my heart completely open, and it has served me well for almost 50 years in my life. So yes, there have been times in life where I have parted ways with friends. We just grew in different direction, but that has never stopped me from being open with another person who comes into my world, because what comes and transpires from being open is just an amazing friendship, and the connection that you wouldn't have if you were guarded.
Yes, it is. Very, very true.
Joy, I want to talk a little bit about your business, because we said that we are in this creative space, and as creative people, we're already a little bit introverted and loners, if you will. We get lost in our creative bubble, and as entrepreneurs and online business owners, it's also difficult to find that connection unless you are open. It's important for us to talk about these things and to develop connections with other people. I wonder if you would share with us your business journey, what inspired you to get started, and how you're enjoying that.
Oh my goodness. Well, it all started in 2013 when my 3 boys were just beginning kindergarten. And I realized, oh, I need something to do to occupy my time. I am, as I said before, I am disabled. I cannot drive. And so way back when the internet started, a long, long time ago, I was overjoyed because I could see the direction that it was going. So anyway, in 2013, I found myself on Pinterest, just browsing, and I saw pin for emergency candles.
Right.
And I was looking for a fun and creative way to raise funds to go to Bolivia on a mission trip.
Mm-hmm.
And I got thinking, what would happen if I put fragrance and color in it? I bet that's something that I can do.
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold, it was. And I found myself on a journey after I raised funds for Bolivia. I then began doing farmers markets in Tennessee, and that was such a fun, fantastic time. My husband and I did it. Sometimes my sons would come with me, and we had our little hub of friends that we hung out with, and the popcorn guy down the way just drove me bananas. I love popcorn. And then my husband's job took a turn, and we found ourselves struggling. And so he applied down here to Florida to his old job. And one thing led to another, and God opened the doors for us to come back home. This is where I was born and raised. So I'm blessed enough to have my mom and my sister and brother here within 2 hours of me, which I absolutely love. But I couldn't do farmers markets down here because my candles are all soy, and so they would melt and everything. And I was trying to market myself and failing miserably at it. On Instagram, I had no clue, and just spamming my Facebook wall because I had no clue. And then a friend of mine through Instagram pointed me in the direction of Renee Christine. And I followed her for about a year because I had a very hard time with the financial end, not making it happen, but rationalizing how I was going to spend that much money on myself. And then her course came around again, and I came this close to not being able to have it. And I remember a grown woman having a temper tantrum on my bed because I thought it wasn't gonna happen. And my husband came in and saw just how upset I was that I couldn't take her course. I knew I had to because I had no idea. I thought I did, but I was tired of beating my head against the wall. And so anyway, we made it happen, God made it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And once I dug into her course, and it was my mindset that okay, the kids are in school, I'm going back to college.
Mm-hmm.
And so I treated that course and everything she said just like a college course. I have no idea if she meant it that way, but that's how I had to think of it in order to dedicate myself to learning the information.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I learned the information, and I started growing it and growing myself,
Mm-hmm.
my husband saw just the personal growth and the personal enjoyment that I got out of growing, because I was just like a sponge. I soaked everything up. Sorry, stupid sound effects. But
No, they're not.
my husband said that he would pay Renee 1,000 times over, just because of the growth and the validation and the self-confidence that I got from taking her course. And now I've blossomed and grown, and
We are going to.
Thanks.
It's absolutely glorious what you have managed to achieve, and how your website looks, and I just love the whole apparatus of your business, how you run it, the whole idea, because you run it from your heart, and you have stepped up and took all the necessary steps in between to make sure that you have grown enough for that next level and taken yourself there, and you're just going to continue going in that direction. So I applaud that. And funnily enough, it was Renee Christine who was the connecting part between us as well, because I've invested my last paycheck, when my paid job ended, into Renee's course, having been aware of who she was. So I followed her for nearly a year before that, and I saw how much information and how much heart she put out there, without that being a paid course. So just for free, she was offering all of that information. So I knew I'm in safe hands if I invested the last paycheck into her course. And I never looked back. So I know she was a turning point in my life as well. And I am so grateful that she's actually our connecting part as well, that we are part of her community, and we have taken that now to the next level and continue to grow. I think she would be proud of us. How do you feel? Do you have any contact with her?
Well, when I started her course, I sent her some candles, but I did it. I see, with every set of candles, I send like a little short synopsis of who I am, and of how my shop came about, really. But the first set of candles that I sent her, I didn't want to do that. because I didn't want to bank on my story.
Right.
I wanted my product to speak for itself
Mm-hmm.
and everything. And that was the right step for me. And then about a little over a year ago, I sent her another set of candles with my story
Mm-hmm.
and everything, because at that time I felt like I had uh, you can laugh. I felt like I'd grown up and I can play with the big girls now. And everything. So, and yeah, she contacted me, so did her husband, and it really made me feel good that I'm kind of starstruck with her and Starla Moore,
Mm-hmm.
and it made me feel good to, oh, they know who I am.
It's lovely. It's lovely when you get that personal response. And I found that with Renee, that she is always responded when I reached out to her. And I reached out on few occasions just to thank her, because the impact that she was making in my life at that time was something that I needed to recognize. I wanted her to know. And because I was in a furniture business, I couldn't actually ship her a piece of furniture. But hopefully one day I will get to meet her in person and tell her, in person, just convey what her part in my journey as well. So as I said, I'm truly happy that we connected through her community, because it is quite a special bunch of entrepreneurs and creative people that we have there, led by Renee.
Yes.
It is lovely. I'm going to share the link to your website, because I think it's quite endearing what you do, and your candles with their messages are playing important part in every person who purchases into your story. They're playing a big part in their life as well, whether we use them as gifts to somebody or we just buy them for ourselves. It's not just the scent, it's knowing the person behind it, and this intent, this good wish that you send together with your product. That is what makes your product stand out. It's because it's made by you.
Thank you.
I can't wait for you to start shipping to England, because I think I have a big group of people here waiting to get on board.
It's funny that you would say that, because right before we were talking, I was researching how to do that.
Excellent, lovely. Because I know a person who's going to definitely get your one of your collections that I saw is so applicable, and that is my mom. So yes, we're going to have a little chat about that. But I want to link your website and your perhaps, I don't know if you prefer Instagram page or Facebook page or both of them.
I'm more active on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to send you that link after we get finished?
Yeah, you can send me the best link. I have the link already to your website and to your Instagram. So if you will send me the Facebook page that where you want me to direct people, I will share that.
Absolutely.
Would you tell us a little bit more about these positive messages that go, and these positive wishes that go into making your candles and your collections without giving too much. I understand.
May I show you an example?
Of course, please
Okay.
do.
Now, I have great difficulty holding anything up straight, so bear with me.
Don't
About a year ago, I was thinking, oh my goodness, how am I gonna differentiate my candles against the big box store? There's no way, they're just monsters, and here I am, this little old housewife making candles. And then it struck me, do quotes. Now I have found on other candle shops, they like to do the quotes that are snarky and sarcastic and bad language.
Right.
And that's okay for them. But that's just not the message that I really want to portray. It is so extremely important to me that I inspire and encourage other people in whatever I do, no matter if it's a man or woman. I just like to bring encouragement. Now, some of my candles have like silly little sayings, but the one that we just came out with, let's see if I can hold this level.
It doesn't have to be level. That looks beautiful.
This is, she believed she could, so she did.
Beautiful.
And so I like anything that kind of speaks life into someone else.
Beautiful.
And everything. And so I like browsing on Pinterest and other places for encouraging quotes, and I try to bring them in.
That is so lovely. What is the fragrance of that candle? Because that color pink is just gorgeous.
Well, we are in the process of taking out our color because I'm finding out that it takes me a lot longer to see if the colors for the label that I've chosen match the candle. And everything. This one in particular is fresh cut roses.
Wow.
But it will be, that's my only colored one. The next bunch of candles we make will be all white with the same saying. It still smells fantastic. It smells like a glorious rose.
Yes.
But it'll be pure white.
That is beautiful, actually, because that will work in any space. Because white is neutral and people can use it in any color scheme. And sometimes if they like the scent, but maybe color doesn't match their surroundings, maybe they'll be put off. I don't know. I'm very sensitive to that because of my background, but in interior design. So I know that we're always looking for things that either complement each other or match in some way. We don't want clashes. Often we don't in our surroundings. We want the harmony and that feeling of balance. That is really lovely, Joy. Thank you for sharing the candle. And I know the story behind these beautiful candles and behind your business. And the story is just so precious. And I don't want to take it away from people who enter your world. And therefore, I deliberately didn't ask you to share that story with us in this conversation. But I think you've given us enough to know that they are special in absolutely every way that you are.
Thank you. I love to share my story. Mm-hmm. I love it. I love to get it out there. Mm-hmm. And so I have personally made a conscious decision mm-hmm. to include that with every candle or wax melt or votive. Everything you buy from me gets just like an added hug from me.
Oh, that is so precious. That is so precious. In today's world, we just need this warmth and this human touch. Even if we're not physically in each other's space, we can feel this. We can feel the energy, certainly, and the intention behind it. I think you and I already have plotted to have another connection and another talk. So perhaps we will make it on a subject of storytelling and the importance of sharing our personal story with our audience, because that is the thing that connects them to us. That is the thing where people recognize themselves in our story. They recognize that they have what it takes to battle through their own challenges in life. And this is what we tend to do. We want to inspire people to connect with that power within. There are no words to thank you and to tell you how much I appreciate having you here as a guest. I just want to give you one maybe opportunity, one last question on this episode. If you were, say this was our last few hours on earth, and you want to give somebody that one message, there's only enough time to tell them one thing, what would you say to them? What was the biggest lesson of your life?
Oh my goodness. Believe in yourself. Find the sparkle within, and believe in yourself and bank on it, because, and it sounds awful, but nobody else will believe in yourself as much or the right way that you need. Mm-hmm. And if you can find your self-confidence and your inner sparkle, just shine mm-hmm. and love and exude your passion.
Thank you. Thank you for shining for us so brightly today. I really cannot thank you enough, and I don't want this to end. So let there be no end to this episode, just joy.
It was my honor, Katerina.
Thank you. Thank you so much.